The Heathkit IG-102 gets its switch reversed. Good afternoon, YouTube. It's 3:10 now on a Wednesday afternoon. Here with you to look one more time at redoing the switch. Yeah, I know. I said I wasn't going to, but I am. I can't hardly stand it. So let me get these pieces off from the scope and the frequency counter, and so I can get closer to doing what I want to do. Wow, I can't believe that frequency counter with the probe sticking out in midair says 60 hertz. Huh. Imagine that. There's that much AC energy around this area that it's just laying out on the bench. It says 60 hertz. That's pretty. Let me show you. I know you probably won't believe me, but look at that. There you go. 60 hertz. Here's the probe right here. Just laying there. Oh, doubled real quick. See if it goes back down to 60. That must be picking up some other stray stuff there. Okay, now I got it back where it's supposed to be, I think. Well, anyway, it was perfectly on 60 while ago. That's just funny. There it is. Must be right where it's at, I guess. At least it's picking it up. It's kind of funny. Alright, back to this. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to do this, but I am going to do it because I just don't like having things not right. You guys should know, or well, I hope you should know. I'm just not like that. I don't like to leave things in a lurch, whatever. Another thing, I want to take this back apart for Bob. Bob is having a fit. Okay, now he's not having a fit, but he's upset that he thinks this switch is wrong. Well, you all seen that it's not wrong. It is working. The only thing is wrong is the shaft is 180 degrees off, causing the pointer to be pointed over here, and so turn that around, everything's fixed. But obviously the switch does work. And I'm going to take it apart, and I'm going to send him some pictures of the switch, close-ups of it on my phone, and see what he thinks about that. But so I want to do that. Also, before I get started on this, I have my soldering irons heating up right now. I'll unscrew that there, and I'll probably cut that one down there, and then put clean the joint off again, and then redo it. The rest of these come apart pretty easy, so I won't have to worry too much about those. But like I said, that one I want to get cut, and this one will be unscrewed. It should come right out then, and I shouldn't have any problem turning this thing around. I'm gonna try to leave the knob on it so I'll know where it's got to go. Maybe put a mark on it some way to see if I can, double check or double whatever you want to make sure I know it's opposite like it was. So anywho, that's that. The plan for this, by the way, the second IG-102 is supposed to be here tomorrow, according to tracking, and the guy did send it the other day, so I'm sure it probably will be. My plan for these two is I'm going to take the best one that works with the tubes, and that, when I say tubes, I'm talking about the 12AT7, not the AU7. Bill, I'm going to change that, don't worry. So once that comes, and I'll get that changed, I want to test both of them, and I think the other one's going to need some work anyway, but I'm gonna get it both fixed with the tubes like they're supposed to be. And probably will even go as far as to change the E-cap here, and check on some of the other ones. I know most of them are discs, and they're not bad, but these wax caps, I'm not very trusting in those. Even though they look brand new, I mean, you know, they do leak over time, I think. The ones that look like orange drops but are red, yeah, that one there. There's probably a couple other ones in there like that, and there's some down here. Some of them are higher values too, I think mica type caps. But those probably I won't touch. But anyway, I want to get all that done on both of them and get this thing working like it's supposed to be. That looks like that's I think that might be another E-cap. I can't remember if it was supposed to be or not. Anyway, I want to get all that working on this, and I'm doing a comparison of the two. And whichever one works the best using tubes, I'm going to leave that one go. And the other one will be taken apart. Or not taken apart, but I will be using the modification for the transistors that replace the tubes. And there's a couple, 3 resistors that get changed as well. And I will do that and check the values check the operation of it, and see what the difference is between the transistors and the tubes. I've always kind of been interested in people who do solid state modifications to tube equipment to see exactly, you know, what the difference is. And that will run on a 9-volt battery once it's done. And so, like I said, this can be done away with, the line cord. But you know, it's just going to depend on which one you know, is the worst of the two, because I don't want to, if one's working so much better than the other one, I don't want to. I want to keep that one original. I just want to keep it like it is. So anywho, that's that. So let me get this. You've seen what I want to do here. I want to again unscrew that. I'm going to cut that one, unsolder these down here, and take the switch out. Then I'm going to take some pictures of it and send to Bob so he can see that I'm not crazy. And I know what I'm doing. So let me get that done. We'll be back. Alright, back once more. I have the switch out. Didn't take but a couple minutes to get it out. What I've done, I think you can see the black mark here. And there's their flat side on this side here. And that needs to be reversed. The flat side needs to go on this, towards this black side right here. So I left that, I'm going to leave that mark there so I know what I'm doing and make sure I get it the right way. But instead of trying to use the knob on there, I thought it'd be easier just to use this. And that way, once it gets on there, I should be correct. Right now, I think it's in the B position. Let's see if I can use this to change this around. Nope, it's in the A position. Okay, A's alright. Yep, A position. Alright. But that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I was staying constant. Well, I'll tell you what, that didn't want to come off. Alright, there it is. Yeah, okay, so that's the A position. That's the way it's supposed to be. Flat spot goes over here. Yeah, alright. So like I said, there's what I did with I just cut that off, and there's plenty there to make a new connection to it. And I'll just clean off the back of it as well. I wanted to show that again. I've already sent pictures to Bob, but I wanted to do this with the video camera as well. There's your picture on the inside. It's a little hard to see in there, but I think you can see what it looks like there. And there's your other side. You have your 3 things here on the bottom, and those are on-off type things. And there's your other end of the coil wires. Whoops. Other end of the coil wires is here. Basically, this is the ground. This is the end of the coil on one end, okay? And this is the the other end. No, wait a minute. Let me see. Let me think a minute. Anyway, there's... okay, yeah, this is the other end, which is all the way down here. If you look at this wire here, it's a little hard to see, but you can see a wire going here. Am I on there? That goes down to this point here and goes all the way back to the back side here. Now, these wires in the back, if you look real careful, I'm not going to try to show you on camera, but those come from a tap. There's a tap on those. Each one of those coils has a tap, and that's the tap on each one of them is connected back here. So that's how that works. But like I say, the ground part, the other end of the one end of the coil wires, and the other end is the these here, and then the taps are right here. So that's how that works. Alright, I'm going to get this apart and get it changed around. So I'll bring you back. I'm not going to try to do that on camera. I'm back once again. It is 4 o'clock now in the afternoon. You might look at that and say, hey, you got that, you didn't get that right. Well, yes, it is right. The whole thing got to turn. This whole piece here has to turn, and I just basically reverse the ends here, or not the ends, but the parts that go through the wafers, and it made that go different. And once I did that, that makes everything come out right. This mounts in like this, and that will put the well, wood, if I could get it in there. It goes like that, and that's the way it works, just like that. And that's the way it's supposed to be. It is good. It is tight. Well, I didn't lose any washer. Well, I did lose one washer. This little lock washer here flew all the way across, and I have no idea how it got anywhere where it was at, but there it is. But it was way over there. I just replaced it with a new washer, a new lock washer, and that's what's on the other side. So now both of them match, because I had lost the other one from the other side, and I'll put that over there just in case I lose something else again. But yeah, that's perfect, just like it is, and it just needs to be put back in now. And once I do that, we'll be done with that part. I got to make sure my lock washer, not my lock washer, but my I think it's right here. I think this is the one that was back in back of that. It needs to go on there, and then I put the switch on. Yep, that's the deal. See, there's one of the I wanted to show you. This is why I thought this actually went there. You can see that where the lock washer, the star washer, has bit into the aluminum here, and that's why that was like. That's why I remembered that that's where that went. And so I want to put that back, and we'll put the switch back in, get it all lined up, and once it gets lined up, then I can put the wires back on, and that'll be it. But first, before I actually put the switch in, I need to get this area here cleaned off, and strip that wire back one more time, and get that ready to put back in there. So got to do that, and I want to get it right this time. Don't want nothing, no more mess ups. And so let me do that. I'll do all that off camera, because like I said, it's just a matter of unsoldering some stuff there and getting a nice open place for the wire to go through, and that should do that. The hardest part about this whole thing is getting this screw back in on the tuning condenser. It goes in right there at that hole, and you see the hole right there. You have to just basically line the thing up, put the screw in, and then poke the screwdriver in through this way, and it basically, that's the kind of angle you have to tighten it up. But it does work. It can be tightened. So, all right, let me get this done, and I'll bring you back. Oh, one more thing before I forget. The BK970 radio analyst has been shipped. The guy emailed me this afternoon and told me that it had been shipped. Give me the tracking number, and I think I mentioned this already, but the IG-102 that he already sent is supposed to be here tomorrow, and the delivery date on the BK970 is supposed to be Friday, so we're hoping that comes in. That'll be some fun to play with. Also, he made note of the fact that when he actually shipped the BK970, they charged him $14 less than they had quoted him the day before. And he said he didn't understand it. And I said, well, I worked for the USPS for almost 20 years. I said, I understand it. Yep, I do, because you get one clerk and they work a certain way. You get another clerk, they work a different way. It's just, I don't know how the U.S. Postal Service stays in business. Of course, they lose money, but you know how that works. But anyway, that was a good story. But anyway, that's been shipped, and like I say, I saved $14 on it, which was good. So, all right, gonna get this done. Be back in a bit. All right, back one last time here at 4:38 now. I have the item all in. Everything's soldered back in, good. And that's soldered in. That's I dropped this screw here. I don't know what happened to it, but I looked and I looked and I looked. You just cannot find anything on the floor. But anyway, I found another screw, got it in there. It's in there good and tight. So, you know, that's all we really need to worry about. Is make sure that's in there good. The front, this is what it looks like now. This is correct. We have the thing lined up. And there you go. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. I could loosen the screw up on the control and turn it just a hair and get it closer, but you know, to me that's close enough. I mean, there's no sense in worrying about it. It goes a little bit past that too there on that, and so like I said, that's close enough. We all know where it's supposed to be pointed to, so that's that. Like I say, that's gonna do me on that. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and plug it in and try it out, make sure that everything is working still. I did take the tubes out by that way that time, which was good. But like I say, I want to go ahead and hook it up, make sure it's working, and I'll bring you back for that. Alright, well there's where it's tuned to. It's on the B-band. You can see that it's just on that side of the it's touching the mark on the upright, or the pointer on the 455. And if we look over here, we can see 454, 911, 902. Pretty darn close right there. So if we look over here at the waveform, that looks good. So I'm thinking we have got this licked. Now I'm going to up the frequency, see what it does. You see, I'm turning the tuning capacitor. I'm up around 600. In fact, I looked at the, what do you call it? That's exactly where it's at, 600. So it's working just fine. Let me flip the switch. There you go. That's working fine. Working fine. If I go any further than that, I have to retune the scope, so let's go down instead. How's that? There you go. And that's external modulation. If I turn an internal modulation on, there you go. There's what that looks like, and I'll turn that up a little bit. That's all the way up. Doesn't seem to do a lot. But you can see some difference there when I adjust the control. Like I said, that's mainly what I'm concerned with is that thing right there. I haven't even tried to focus this thing. It may be out of focus a little bit. It doesn't appear to be. That's just the waveform I'm getting. So, like I say, if I go back up here, tune in 455 right there. Now that says 457. So I need to go just a little bit more. If you get it right between the 450 line and the 455 line, that's 455. So, you know, it's touching both. I mean, it's touching, the pointer is touching both the 450 and the 455. So that's pretty darn close. It says 455, 648. So I'm happy with that. That's good enough. Like I said, I haven't. That's the 12AU7 in there. That's not the right tube. That's the old capacitors. Nothing's been changed. Just wanted to make sure that the switch is operating correctly now. Turn down the. See, now that's one thing I don't. The attenuation thing, I'm not really sure how that works. But if I turn it back up, then I can get there. That's all the way up on fine. That's medium on coarse. Like I said, this tube is supposed to be a little less gain than the 812A27, so that makes sense. So we'll put it back up on high, turn that back down. All the controls do work, and that's what mainly was, you know, I was kind of interested in. So, you know, that makes me happy. And that's about it. So that's going to do me. Let me get back over here. So this seems to be working pretty darn good now. Here's my connection points, just in case you're wondering how it's connecting. Like I said, it's staying really stable, 455, 620. So it's doing really good. Really good. Happy with that, very happy. Like I said, that's going to do it. All right, tomorrow, like I said, I may go visit Mom. I haven't talked to my sister. I need to talk to her this evening and see how things are going. And that will make my decision on what to do tomorrow. And if I do or don't, that other IG-102 is supposed to be here in the mail. We'll be looking forward to that. And again, like I say, the BK970 radio analyst should be here Friday. So anyway, that's good. I'm very happy with everything that's going on. It's 4:49 now. It's getting close to supper time. But I had a late lunch, so I probably won't eat supper till probably 7 or 8. Sometimes I do that. Just depends on how I feel. So, like I say, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I was very happy with the way this operation went. I didn't really lose anything. I found the other washer that I thought I lost, but didn't really. Oh well, yeah, I lost that screw. But I found another screw that worked just fine in there. So, happy about that. Like I say, this is it. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we will see